Being that public relations has changed so much because of social media and the way that businesses have to be more flexible and what they're, I mean, even before social media, just the internet alone, businesses had to be there. The internet was demanding. If you think about it, even before we could be talking 24/7 through social media communities and things went viral, people would go online at any time. And if they wanted something, you had to be there. So it was a natural reaction for the agency. If you're going to support a business, then you have to be 10 steps ahead, and you have to understand and listen and know where the pain points are in the market and with the customers to be able to help that business. So I wish I could say that we didn't get a little push. There was a situation that really brought to light, like I knew that we had to embrace new media and a different way of communication, and how we approach not just traditional journalists, but different types of media and where people wanted to receive their news, all the way back in 2003. I had a huge wake up call. So my team went in to pitch a CEO and his team on a tech product. And we were probably a little overconfident. We thought that we knew exactly, where we could get the message out and through what channels. And after we pitched on how we were going to launch this load balancer product, he kind of looked at me at the end and said, "Oh, okay, yeah, that was good, but where's all the new stuff that's really going to excite our end users? Where are they going to embrace things?" And what he was saying was, "Why aren't you talking about web blogs," which were blogs? And I had written about that in my second book, which is really ironic that I was writing about web blogs, but but not pitching that. And there was RSS and open forums and clearly things that he was looking for. So that was a big wake up call. I went back to my agency that day and I said, no matter how ahead we think we are, we're not. We're now in research mode. We're now going to start opening up technology for our PR professionals. It was a marketing agency. PR and communication was only one facet of 3 different divisions in the company. There was creative marketing and there was web and video. So I said, those PR people, all of us, we need to be hands-on in the back end of websites, content management systems. I want PR people to upload news releases, photos. I want them hands-on with technology. People thought I was crazy, but that was it. That right there was the start of, we have to be flexible. We have to move. There's new things out there. PR people have to embrace and move forward. That was a long time ago. So that was the start.
Sorry about that. So basically, of course now, like what I'm hearing is that like right now, like for entrepreneurs and brands, they have to become their own media company per se in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I work with so many companies that they are media companies. No matter what you do, they're content machines. And they're not sharing content for the sake of getting their own messages across, but they're educating. They're becoming thought leaders. They're having other people come in and be correspondents and share news and information and do interviews. So it's a whole new dynamic. I was sitting with a financial services company recently, and they now have an in-house studio for video production because they're thought leaders in their space and they're going to be doing interviews. So, we see this a lot more. And that's the kind of stories and storytelling and brand journalism that you want to bring to the table to be a media company.
That's awesome. There. So basically now, like talking about live streaming, especially, how important is live streaming for entrepreneurs who want, or anyone really, who want to stand out from the crowd?
I think it's a great opportunity. It's almost the no BS way of getting out some really good, transparent information. So it's real. And you're talking to a person who grew up in the agency world where we wouldn't put out anything. Like literally, everything was produced. So at my old agency, we had 2 Avid studios, and we were, producing these high quality videos. We worked with JVC. Talk about high quality video at the time. We had them as a client for 9 years. So nothing would ever go out. This is a new way of being able to tell stories and to share really who you are and what you do. And I think it's a better way. And as an entrepreneur, to give a piece of yourself and to show your passion through live stream is really important.
Now we're gonna get to the second part of this because you currently host a podcast, which I believe you started last year called Women's Worldwide. Can you share with us what led you to start a podcast?
Oh, thank you. I would love to. So the podcast actually started back in 2014. So it goes back a ways, but I think now we're coming into our own, which I think there's more recognition around us. And I started the podcast. It goes to that same principle of PR people, marketing people. We have to be flexible. We have to understand new media. We're reinventing. The podcast for me was a way to reinvent. So if you think about it, traditional book author, right? I have 5 books and I have one more coming. October 4th, my new book is being published, Answers for Modern Communicators. So here's a book author. Then I was a blogger. In 2007, I was blogging. I am a LinkedIn learning video author, another way to reinvent through media. And then podcasting, there was this resurgence in 2013, and I thought, ooh, this looks like something. And when I found out, this stat amazes me, there were only 13% of podcast hosts were women. What an opportunity. Now, it was also at a time that I had met Carol Todd, whose daughter, it's a famous story, Amanda Todd, committed suicide. And yes, very, very sad story. Amanda was cyberbullied, and this bullying was not only online, it went offline and it traveled from school to school. Even if they moved, it was really, really bad. And this is sad because Amanda did a 9-minute YouTube video where she didn't say any words and you couldn't see her face. It was just from the neck down. And she used flip cards. And as she was flipping, she was telling her story. And she said she didn't have a voice. And she felt like nobody heard her. She didn't know who to talk to. And for me, when I was watching that, I thought, oh my gosh, for a young woman who could have been anything, right? Anything in the world, to not have a voice, to feel like you don't have a voice or you don't have a platform or you don't have people to help you. That's my show. Women Worldwide gives women a voice and a platform to share their challenges, their successes, their passion, because there's so many women out there all over the world that probably need to hear some inspiration or motivation, or they have challenges. And the advice that's shared on the show, whether you help one person or thousands of people, that's what it's about. So that's how the show was born.
That's awesome.